Hello Pisces, and welcome to Soul Sundays. Pisces, it's a quick 3-card spread, 3 tarot cards forecasting your energy for the week ahead, 1 card for romance and love connection, and 1 for your health, the energies around you coming up from the 28th of June 2020. Now, before we get into it, massive shout out to everyone on the channel who has stuck with me whilst I took a little bit of a break to focus on my day job. Thank you so much. I'm here, I'm back, I'm ready to be doing the weekly updates for you. So hopefully I'll be able to bring you the energy forecast every Sunday. Now, before we get into it, there's some crazy energy going on in the sky at the moment, right? We have 6 out of 8 heavenly bodies that are retrograde. That's intense. Venus has just come out of her retrograde period, but she's still in what we like to call a shadow before she moves direct. So this does mean that issues around love, romance, things that you haven't dealt with from your past could still be highlighted in the next couple of weeks. Issues around about money, your foundation, your wealth, beauty, health, they're all tied together, okay? Add to that, we also have Mercury currently retrograde. So exes, people, things from the past could be highlighted for you to address things that need to be let go of before you can move forward. Now, the other important thing to note is that this week we have a full moon eclipse in the sign of Capricorn. It comes in on Sunday at 2:44 p.m. It's the last of the Capricorn Cancer eclipses that we've been going through for the past 2.5 years. So you are closing out a cycle, Pisces, in regards to that for you. What does that mean for you? Well, interestingly enough, this eclipse is happening in your house of friendship, of your supportive allies, your social scene, who you spend time with, your community, including those online. So like your online presence, you know, do you have a YouTube channel? Are you on Facebook? Are you really heavily on LinkedIn for your business? Whatever it may be. It's really asking you to find your place. And what do I mean by that? Spirit saying, what do you mean by that? Well, you might want to gravitate towards your group, but you might be finding that you're not so aligned to that energy anymore, that, you know, the energy of where you spent your last 2.5 years, it's changing. You've changed. It doesn't quite fit. You still love the people that's there, but it's not quite fitting to you. It could also be that you're on your preferred platform and you're aware of certain trends and your followers, and really focusing on that and engaging in teamwork to keep growing. The Capricorn moon is going to give you tension, particularly as there's this Aries full moon in your house of earnings. So on one hand, you've got friendships, people that you spend time with, what your passion is. And on the other hand, you've got your physical job and what you do and where you earn your money. And you have this push and pull between both, wanting to spend time with friends and your community over here, but that not really aligning anymore. And then also where you actually make your income, how you make your bread and butter. And it's this push and pull, this seesaw that's constantly asking for your attention at the moment, Pisces. You're about to get clarity through that, okay? And you're about to have a deep learning about yourself, your friends, and taking a serious approach to your material wealth and your assets. Actually sitting down and going, all right, enough is enough. I don't want to keep being in this cycle. I need to make some changes in order to grow. Just be aware that there is conflict around you, because you might be distracted by what's going on around you within your friendship circle. So you could be giving too much love to other people that are going through their own challenges, when you actually really need to pull it back in and focus on self. So focus on, perhaps you're keen to focus on your own social project, like what your hobbies are, what you're trying to produce. For some of you, it's around children, and for others of you, it's around your love life. All right, so the key message for you this week is strike a balance. Are you ready? Let's get started and draw some cards. Universe and angels, messages and guides, my higher self, I call upon you now to give a clear and accurate reading for the sign at Pisces. Please show me what they need to hear, not what they want to hear for the week ahead. Spirit, can I please have 3 cards? What's the most important energy and messages for Pisces for this week, beginning 28th of June 2020? 3 cards, please. Nine of Swords. So anxiety, worry, sleepless nights, cold sweats, hot sweats, waking yourself up in the middle of the night, needing to really think about what you want. Queen of Pentacles. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy could be female, could be male. I don't tend to take too much worry about the gender in a general reading, but this is someone who's really grounded in what they do. They're a queen for a reason. They're elevated in status. You could be looking up to them. They could be someone that's involved with you from a friendship point of view, romantic point of view. One card, please, for the romantic message for the week ahead. This could be a boss. This could be a friend. This could also be yourself. This could be your rising. Okay, Three of Swords for your romantic situation. It speaks of sadness and isolation. It's often self-imposed because it ties into this anxiety card. Yeah, beautiful. Okay. All right, so let me break this down for you. Sorry, you can't see fully. Pull that back a little bit. So you're coming into the beginning of this week with this card of anxiety, overthinking, you know, a burden of your own self-construct, right? Going around and round and round and things in your head. And this is someone who feels like they have the weight of world on their shoulders, but what they don't realize is that they actually have the control over this situation. I have the blessing of being very close friends with a lot of Pisces people in my life. I seem to be surrounded by you, which is a beauty in itself. But one of the things that I noticed, one of the common trends, is that your love and empathy and the intense feelings that you have for everything and everyone around you sometimes weighs very heavily on you. And remember what I said to you before, with this eclipse coming through in your house of friendship and also what you do in the world, you're really feeling pushed and pulled in so many different directions. It's important to take a breath, center yourself, ground yourself, and find out what's important for me. Self first, okay, Pisces, and go through them one by one. If there's 9 things that are keeping you up at night, then go through each and every single one and focus on them wholly. Try not to get all and jumbled up with all of them. Focus on one thing at one time and go, okay, so I'm really frustrated at work. What does that mean for me? I'm really frustrated with my relationship with my parents. What does that mean? Or my kids are driving me nuts. Or, you know, I've got this great friendship circle, but I no longer align to what they're doing, or I've outgrown it. Whatever it may be, look at each thing individually, one thing at a time, okay? Take your time with this. Eclipses come through for a reason. They generally eclipse something out of our life. Something's about to be changed so that new energy can be brought in. And if you haven't done the work, then you're going to feel this intently. And Spirit's telling me to explain that. What I mean by the work is, like, if you haven't done the shadow work, if you haven't looked into the reasons on why these things are coming back to haunt you, then they will continue to keep coming up in your dreams and your living life in numbers and a whole range of different things, songs, old memories, patterns, until you address them. Just remember though, it's about striking that balance between being there for friends, being there for family, and then being there for yourself. You could have someone around you, as I mentioned before, that's quite grounding. This is Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, someone who just feels very secure to you, makes you feel safe, makes you feel whole. The message is rely upon that person this week. They could be a friend to you, it could be your partner, it's going to be different for all of you, or this could be yourself. It's just letting you know that you do have support coming around you. What's interesting is that you have a lot of communication, 8 of Wands, text messages, calls. If you are focused on your social media platform, it could be DMs, it could be, you know, emails, messages, like little texts, little notes, a lot of being pulled in that different direction again, right? So it's quite interesting when you look at this energy as a whole, because on one hand, you've got this anxiety that's self-imposed, where you're stressing about everything, not feeling like you're good enough, not feeling like you're putting your energy into enough things, or you're failing at everything. On the other hand, you've got some really beautiful, calm, centered energy here for you. And then you've got all this communication going on, which this is the stuff that you want. This is your passion. This is your hobby. This is either that child or your children or your hobby or your romantic partner or whatever it may be. And you do have romantic energy around you, because at the bottom of the deck you have the 2 of Cups. This is the card of union, of coming together with someone that is 100% on the same page as you, that meets you mind, body, soul. You do have that energy around you. For those that are looking for love, that energy is here. The only thing that is blocking it is yourself, Pisces, because you have the card of the 3 of Swords. This does speak about heartbreak, about fear of having your heart broken. sadness and isolation, about isolating yourself. No one's doing this but yourself, okay? So I'm going to read this to you from the book so you can have the exact meaning. It's pretty crazy intense, but let me just find it for you. I think it will give you some clarity. So the key words of the card are sorrow, disappointment, trust, and healing. And it says, love can bring both joy and sorrow. When disappointment enters your life, it's important to acknowledge the accompanying sadness and feelings of loss. However, it's equally vital not to dwell on the loss. This is dwelling on the loss, right? That's holding it. You want to release it and let it go. The temptation may be to isolate yourself from the world and cling to your grief. This card is a reminder to trust that this situation, as hard as it may be, is in your best interest. It's time to gently let go of the sorrow and disappointment. Sorrow can hold you back, or it can elevate you to new levels of understanding. Focusing on your sadness and loss will prevent you from attracting new positive energy around relationships. So it's time to turn your disappointment into hope for the future. Ask what lessons you can learn from the situation. Move beyond despair into healing and joyful love. Let go and move on. You have more powerful spiritual forces helping you than you could ever imagine. And ain't that the truth? It's around you. For those that are single, there's this love energy here. If you haven't met this person, you will soon. It's like a divine union. It's incredible connection. You will feel it. You will know it. For those that are in a relationship at the moment, it's something from your past that you need to recognize and let go. If you don't, it will continue to keep coming up and it will keep playing out as this grief and sadness and things that keep you awake going over and over and over in your head. Does that make sense? Finally, in terms of your health, you have the card of consult a nutritionist. So this card really asks you to go and get help about what you're putting into your body from a nutrient point of view. I think I'm getting like a mineral loss, like some of you, your hair's falling out, a lot of loss of hair. Some of you could have brittle nails, patches like acne, rashes in different parts of your body. It's all about the food and nutrition you're putting into your body and vitamin deficiencies. They're telling me vitamin B12, so it might be something to get checked out. All right, my loves, that was your reading. I hope you found it helpful. I have missed you. It's so nice to be back. I wish you a fantastic week. Just let it go, huh? Much love.